All right, so in this video, I'm just going to show you how to set up the plugins for 3D Studio Max 5 and Photoshop CS2. It's really not that hard, and you'll get into modding GR pretty quick if you just follow along here. So most importantly is on the Island Thunder CD, there was an extras folder. You have to have this extras folder in order to get the stuff you need to start modifying GR. All right, if you do find it, what you need to do is go into Level Editor Exporter. All right, you'll see there's a Max 3 and a Max 4 version. For 3D Studio Max 5, you can use Max 4. Okay, and you're going to take all of this here and you're going to copy it and place it into the plugins folder in 3D Studio Max. So you can see we got 3D Studio Max 5 here. We'll go to the plugins folder and we're just going to drag and drop the whole thing over. That's all we're going to do. And once you drag and drop it over, go into Map Editor Lists. All right, you need to remember this directory here. This is pretty important. I'm just going to open it for now because what we need to do is go back to our extras and go to RSB editor, double click on it. It might be a zip file, just open it up or extract it. And then we're going to go into projects and we need to copy IKE surfaces.txt. And we're going to actually put it in this list again. So it's going to be this one here. So drag and drop it over. And once you do that, you're pretty much good to go with setting up 3D Studio Max 5. There's a couple other small things you got to do though. And that's inside the program itself. So you're going to actually click on this little hammer, click on this little button here, and you're going to scroll down and you should see Red Storm Entertainment Map Editor. And what I like to do is scroll down, put Map Editor at the very bottom, just drag and drop it, click OK. And now you'll have a quick little access to it. You can click on Map Editor, open it up, and it's not fully set up yet. You got to go to General, click Options, and then you'll have a list. You'll see Sound, Debris, General, Penetration, Surface, all these. There's 5 of them that you need to reference. So you're going to go to Browse, and you're going to reference what we just did. So you're going to go to your 3D Studio Max 5 folder, plugins, and then you're going to go into the Map Editor List folder, and you're going to reference the sound to the sound. So it's going to be Sound, Debris, General Effects. So we'll see General Effects here, Penetration Type. And remember, surface property file is the last one we added. That's IKE surfaces.txt. Once you load all those up, click OK. You may need to restart. I'm not real sure, but if you go to polygons, you should be able to see a list of different surface properties. You should be able to see penetration types under the Objects tab. And that means it's working. All right, that's going to let you create levels when you set that up. Okay. If you go to File, Export, you'll be able to export map files. This includes POBs and QOBs and everything else, or QOBs or whatever you want to call them. So you'll be able to export levels, characters, etc. That's all set up now. All you have to do is actually create whatever it is you want to make and then export it to the game. Sound easier said than done, trust me. Other than that, Photoshop's pretty much the same deal. You just need to go get your Photoshop plugin. It's an RSB file. Go to your Photoshop directory, go to the plugins folder, drop the RSB file in it, and then restart Photoshop or whatever. Next time you go to save, you'll notice instead of just being able to save as JPEG, bitmap, or whatever, you can actually save RSB files now. And when you go to do that, it'll bring up a dialog box with a bunch of options in it. And I'll go over that a little bit later on, but those options just let you set up the textures correctly for the game. All right. And so it's a really useful thing to have installed. I'll put it that way. A couple other things you will want to make sure you extract the lighting tools somewhere if you're going to do levels, and the RSB editor as well can be useful. We'll open that one up real quick. If you are changing certain things, so tools, RSB properties here, you can make scrolling textures and animations and stuff. You can't do that in Photoshop, I don't think, but you can do it with the RSB editor. So just keep that in mind. Some of these tools are very useful. There's also an example skybox. I'm going to make a tutorial later on how to do it inside of Blender. It's really not that hard, and it's a lot of fun. So Ghost Recon command map tutorial or guidance from the developers is important. I'll get into that much later on, and vehicle tagging as well. But this one I think is very, very important. The level builder PDF file is it has everything you need to know pretty much for creating levels. It tells you about what unit scale to use, how to set it up, export options, how to set up your world with the origin points and portals, and how Ghost Recon looks at collisions and all kinds of fun stuff in here. So, definitely take a look at that level builder PDF file and just read through it. And as you create things, read through it and just reference it a lot. It even gives you official sizes they use for hallways and doorways, and it tells you why they use those sizes as well, which is awesome. You can take that information and work with it from there. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just going to kind of move on from the plugins to what I'm doing, is I'm trying to refine a workflow from Blender to 3D Studio Max 5 so that you can make levels in Blender and not have to worry about doing too much work in 3D Studio Max 5. Until I figure out all the little minor details of it, I'm not going to make tutorials on this process yet, but I am working on it. Just wanted to mention it here in this video. And why I kind of decided to start making these videos is just because there's so much information that is involved when making mods for Ghost Recon. It's hard to explain it in text. You really have to just watch someone kind of do it, I think, and talk about it a little bit. And so, that's pretty much why I wanted to do this. And plus, many years later, maybe I want to keep modding GR as I get 12 years into the future, another 20 years now, I think, for Ghost Recon. It's crazy. But yeah, so you can follow along with some tutorials like this in the future. I'll be making those, hopefully. I'll be doing weapon tutorials before that, and all in all, hopefully people want to keep modifying Ghost Recon. It's about passion to modify the game or play the game. It's an old game. It's still fun. It has aged fairly well, believe it or not. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot harder to modify GR than it is to create things for like Unity or Unreal Engine, in my opinion. So it's pure hobby at this point. But nonetheless, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got everything set up and working now correctly. And I'll be making some more in the future. So thanks for watching.